In 2003, a British sound engineer named Tandy was alone in his lab late at night when he suddenly felt an overwhelming sense of dread, even though nothing was happening. He wasn't scared of anything specific. His heart was racing, his skin crawled, he felt watched. But the moment he left the room, it stopped. So he did something most people wouldn't. He set up equipment to measure the air itself. What he found was a frequency of sound so low that human ears literally cannot hear it. Yet his body had detected it anyway. And here's the strange part. That same frequency shows up in the most notoriously haunted buildings around the world. Your ears can hear sounds between 20 and 20,000 hertz. But your body hears way more than that. Infrasound, frequencies below 20 hertz, exists everywhere. Wind, traffic, machinery. Earthquakes produce it, ocean waves produce it, and here's the catch. You cannot consciously hear it. Your ears don't report it to your brain, but your body still reacts. Your nervous system still fires, your cortisol spikes, and you feel something is deeply, seriously wrong. In 2003, Tandy's discovery launched a wave of research that connected infrasound directly to those inexplicable feelings of dread. And the explanation turns out to be neurology, not the supernatural. Tandy was working in his lab when that creeping sense of wrongness hit him. He measured the air. The culprit was a 19 hertz frequency being produced by a faulty ventilation fan. The moment he removed it, the feeling vanished. He published his findings. Other researchers ran with it. Here's how it works. Infrasound doesn't travel through your ear canal the way normal sound does. Instead, it vibrates your body directly. Your chest cavity, your organs, your bones. Your vagus nerve, the nerve that controls your stress response, picks up these micro vibrations. Your amygdala, your fear center, gets a signal that something is wrong, even though your conscious mind has no idea why. Your body is reacting to a threat it cannot name. That's the feeling. Infrasound researcher Coventry University's Coventry team found that even brief exposure to 17 Hz frequencies increased feelings of unease by 78% in controlled experiments, and participants reported physical sensations, chills, tingling, that hair on your neck feeling they couldn't explain. Let's look at 3 real places where this shows up. 1. Haunted buildings. The Hampton Court Palace in London has been called one of England's most actively haunted locations for 400 years. Researchers measured the air there. They found infrasound resonating through the stone corridors. The old pipes, the ancient architecture, the way wind moves through those spaces, it's all generating frequencies below human hearing. People walk through, feel inexplicable dread, and assume ghosts. It's infrasound. 2. Places of worship. Cathedrals and temples often have reverberant spaces that naturally produce infrasound, especially during organ music or low chanting. Worshippers report feeling transcendent, moved, connected to something beyond. Some of that transcendence might be literal physiological response to infrasound triggering awe in the brain. 3. Horror movie theaters. Sound designers deliberately engineer low frequencies into horror film soundtracks. You don't hear them, your ears don't register them, but your body does. Your cortisol spikes before anything scary even appears on screen. That's intentional. That's infrasound. The payoff connects directly back to Tandy's lab discovery, and it explains why some people feel creepy feelings in specific locations and others don't. Your sensitivity to infrasound isn't equal. It depends on your baseline cortisol, your anxiety history, your vagal tone, a measure of your nervous system's resilience. People with higher baseline anxiety are more reactive to infrasound. People with PTSD are more reactive. People who are tired, stressed, or already on edge are more reactive. The same 19 Hz frequency that made Tandy feel watched might barely register for someone else in the same room. This means that creepy isn't supernatural. It's your nervous system detecting something real that your conscious mind cannot perceive. So what do you do with this? First, if you feel inexplicably uneasy somewhere, check for infrasound sources. Old HVAC systems, industrial equipment, wind tunnels, even certain vehicle engines produce it. Second, if you're in a place that makes you anxious, your body might be right. Not because of ghosts, but because the environment itself is triggering a real physiological stress response. Third, understand that people who report feeling haunted might not be imagining it. They might be unusually sensitive to infrasound. But here's what researchers still don't fully understand. Why does infrasound trigger the specific feeling of being watched? Why does it create the sensation of presence? So when you walk into a room and feel watched, or step into a building that makes your skin crawl, you're not crazy. Your nervous system is picking up infrasound signals that your conscious mind can't hear. But that same mechanism explains something even darker about human memory and how our brains manufacture false experiences. The real question isn't whether infrasound is real. It's how many other things we dismiss as imagination are actually our body detecting threats we never learned to name. If you want to understand how your nervous system shapes what you perceive, subscribe for more.